The sex that we are having is what Yogi Bhajan calls mop in a bucket, meaning I'm going to put my mop in your bucket, I'm gonna swish it around, and I'm done. Keep it moving. But what's happening is that, particularly for millennials, is that we're scrambled. We're very confused because we don't really understand what sex is. It is not just, let me get a quick release because I need to get the edge off. Sex is one of the most spiritual connections we can have with another human being. It's very deep and it's very intense. In the tantric, the tantric tradition, sex is the last thing you do. Okay, meaning on the tantric path, you go through these meditations, sort of like these rituals, these yogas, and you practice them, you perfect them before you go into what we call the tantric sex, which is deep emergence with another person. But before you get that, you have to have a deep emergence with yourself. So a lot of us see this whole, new age tantric sex as, oh, I met this guy, I feel this intense love for him, let's just kind of have the tantric sex and kind of, get the ecstasy going. But it doesn't work like that. In the tradition of tantric, sex is the last thing you do. So you go through all of these initiations, okay, through meditations, through yogas, rituals, like I said, and then when you fully emerged with yourself, okay, it's like really gotten authentic, really befriended yourself, elevated yourself, then you get into the emergence with another human being. So right now, we are all kind of going through this thing where we're trying to fill a void. Okay, we're all trying to fill some kind of void. And sex has become very numb and has become very empty for us. And that's why we're kind of like, I'm bored, let me go for that. Oh, I'm bored with that, let me go for that. And what it does is it just creates this scrambled thing. And if we continue down that path, you'll see people who are very much, they have no sense of connection to anybody that they're, sexually involved with. And that is very unfortunate because sexuality is how we are to, in a deep way, connect with someone's soul. So, but a lot of millennials, we don't kind of see it like that. Sex is like, oh my gosh, it's so exciting. I love to make love because it's so exciting. That's kind of how we look at it, But the mop in the bucket is not exciting because what it does is it really just makes us second guess our self-worth. When we really don't know the person, we haven't gone through the initiation process of setting boundaries, of discernment, of befriending the person, of really just getting to know them and feeling safe with them, all it does is makes us second guess our self-worth. As women, particularly, okay? But as women, we are the one that decides the direction of how men are to relate to us sexually. We decide it as women. We think men decide how sex is gonna go. No, it's the woman. But a lot of us, since our self-worth, we second guess ourselves all the time. We're just for the excitement. We're not really for the safety or for the support or the encouragement or the friendship with that person. Basically, what happens is we set the stage as women. So we're kind of setting the stage where basically it's a mop in a bucket where a man I'm gonna put my mop into your bucket and I'm gonna wish your emotions around, I'm gonna wish your psyche around, I'm gonna dump my sort of, my garbage into you, and just, that's kind of how it goes. You know what I'm saying? So when we think about sexuality in its pure state and innocence, it is of true friendship. It is depth of friendship, and that's what brings ecstasy. So this whole bang, 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 I get the excitement, it's like in the moment, but then it's like you know what I'm saying? It's like I'm bored, or yeah, this is like really not fulfilling or meaningful, because it doesn't bring meaning if there's not safety, if there's not support or encouragement or a sense of friendship with this person. You know what I'm saying? So as women, particularly this is for women, because like I said, we set the stage for sexuality. We set the stage for what we will allow and what we will not allow. So when I hear about, this culture of men just doing whatever they want kind of thing, I really kind of look at the woman and saying, well, you really need to look at what you're allowing, because you're allowing that, okay? And a lot of times we do it unconsciously because we have all of this low self-worth about ourselves, okay? That low self-worth where we basically degrade ourselves as women. We degrade ourselves where we don't feel worthy to really be received as an authentic, as a radiant, as a smart and beautiful woman. So we basically degrade ourselves by putting ourselves into this whole sex thing. I'm a sex goddess or some sort of woman in a porno kind of thing. But all that does in that sort of partnership is just creates this feeling of being unsafe. When I look at people's auras and I kind of see like porn, I'm just seeing things that are not safe. You don't really feel safe. You don't really feel friendship. And without that, it is nothing. It does not do anything to us, but just kind of wish our psyche around and wish our emotions around and make us basically emotionally kind of depressed and emotionally like unfulfilled and dissatisfied, okay? And then we're trying to kind of remedy that through kind of participating in more in that, but it's just an impulse. We're latching to that impulse because it's an impulse that gives us this sense of connection. And more than ever on this planet, we are yearning for that sense of connection. But that connection that we truly want to fulfill within ourselves, like I said with the whole path of the tantric path, it is fully emerging with ourselves first, truly feeling whole, truly feeling confident and secure, and that we got our footing in life. We got our footing in life. We got our authenticity really anchored. We got our sense of ego very self-assured, okay? And when we feel that emergence, coming into a partnership with someone is coming into your high self-worth. Have we ever thought of that? This partnership with this person is me coming into the fullness of my self-worth. Okay, not the low depressing days of my settling and my feeling I'm worthy for emotionally unavailable people. No, I'm coming into the fullness of my self-worth, the fullness of my radiance, the fullness of what I know in my heart, in my soul, that is deserving of me. When we as women really get very solid within that place, then we'll see a major shift in the way we kind of relate to each other as women and men when it comes to sex. It becomes more of a man really making a woman feel that her innocence and her purity, piety, the divinity is what is so special, is what is the most incredible thing about her. Not her, let me put my leg up here and do some porno stuff. No, when a man really makes her feel that her innocence, her purity, her piety, her authenticity, that is so respected, it's so honored. I am in awe. I cherish this about you as a woman, because that is a gem. You're sharing with me something that is so intimate, something that's so sacred. And as women, if we're just kind of like, you know, we don't see ourselves as innocent, as pure, as, you know, pious, as divine, or as special, that this is a gem. Like, this is a gem, not something a mop in a bucket just wish your kind of dirty penis up in it. It is a gem. It is so special. It's so beautiful. When we start to look at ourself as that, our vagina, our whole entire just presence, we're going to start feeling as women that this is something to share with someone who will keep it safe, particularly as a woman and a man, to keep it safe, to make it feel protected and honored, this sacred sort of, you know, ritual and dance we have with a partner through sexuality. Okay, when it becomes this rough and tough and kind of just like perversion, all it does is ultimately it creates more fantasies, it creates more delusions, and it creates more of a disconnect. Really, it creates this disconnect between us and our partner. Because if there's no sense of if there's no sense of innocence being cherished, then basically what we're doing is we are cherishing the worst of ourselves. And when we do kind of like we are supporting the worst of ourselves, the animal part of ourselves, which is not the worst, but it is a very dense and low vibrational state within ourselves. We're not meant to be animals. But when we worship that animal self, that impulsive, reactive, you know, kind of, you know, that part of ourselves, we're basically not allowing ourselves to elevate and to rise into what we're really meant to be as human beings. We're meant to be heart-centered, compassionate. We're also meant to be very angelic. We're meant to be very regal, very graceful, and very wise. But when we're just pounding each other like animals, all we are doing is just befriending the animal in someone and befriending the animal in us. But friendship, we talk about really getting into friendship, that is not animals at it, like some sort of a feast of just, you know, some hungry feast. No. Friendship is of the heart. Friendship is compassion. It is attentive. It is awareness. It is protection. It is intimacy of the heart. It is the opening of the heart that is friendship, not just, you know, putting your mop in a bucket kind of thing. And friendship is also about that angelic part of ourselves, the part of ourselves that came to earth with a sense of purpose, a sense of mission, a sense of vision, a sense of I want to elevate myself. I want to sharpen my intelligence. I want to widen my mind. I want to empower my body, liberate my life. That's that angel self. And that's the friendship with another human being. And when we truly have that, I'm telling you, sex is joy. And joy is innocence. And joy is ecstasy. So excitement for a lot of us in sex is just some pounding impulse where I'm feeling horny today. I need to fuck somebody. I'm going to go find somebody to fuck. And I'm just like, and that's what's going on. It's solely animal. I'm feeling the urge. I need to release some energy. I need to fuck. That kind of thing. But really, what we as people, that energy, that we feel so much energy, we're like, whoa, I need to release this energy. It's simply what's going on in the planet is that energy is rising, the kundalini is rising, and that's why we're having a lot of sex, because we don't know what to do with all of this newfound energy. That's why we're all like, yeah, I need orgies, like whatever weird, stuff's going on. But really, it just means that we have all this newfound energy because we're wanting to be creative more than ever. We, as human, want to be creative, and creative is beyond sex. Really, it's not. That's just like I said, the tantric pathway. Sex is the last thing. All of the initiations before sex in that tantric tradition is basically getting into your creativity, expressing your creativity, grounding creativity, embodying creativity, integrating creativity, you know. And when you truly feel that your energy is really whole and it's circulating creatively within yourself, very in a rhythmic state, very balanced between the three gunas, which is the animal self, the human self, the angel self. You feel this nice synergy, this swirl of energy with yourself. Well, then, you know, when you're with a partner, it's not even you need to like have actual intercourse. Just being with a person that supports your high self-worth is the joy of a lifetime. Somebody who truly supports your self-worth. Okay, have we ever really experienced that? Or has it always just been, you know, kind of like you're just kind of laying in bed with someone and they're just like kind of, you know, just drinking, and you're sort of just drinking and you're just kind of staring at the wall and you don't even really know each other, and it's kind of like, this is really awkward. Have you ever felt that? Like, is this kind of awkward? Like, what is this about? Like, kind of, what do I say? Like, no, it is joy of just really getting super empowered within yourself through your own discipline, through your own commitment and consistency with yourself, that is in collaboration with another person who honors that and supports that and is whole with them inside of themselves with that. You know, we don't think about, but that's kind of, you know, the emptiness is pushing us as millennials to get ourselves in a new way, because this emptiness of just the mop in the bucket is not fulfilling for anybody, because we're just kind of animals, okay, and confused animals, scrambled animals, kind of like you just we're just kind of sharing and spreading all of our you know, our psyche debris into each other, and that doesn't really help anybody. Okay, so just wanted to share this topic because I feel that it is more than relevant at this time. And what inspired this video was in a drawing class, we were asked to all kind of go around each other and draw on each other's canvases, paper. And what everybody did, at the end of the day, everybody had just a bunch of penises, a bunch of like fuck me vaginas, and it was just so just sex, but so just raw and just kind of foul. And I was just like, whoa, is this how we millennials view sex? As just some dumping ground? It looked like a trash yard of just like graffiti of put your penis and fuck me daddy. And I was just like, this is what sex is. It's a dumping yard, you know. It is no grace, no sense of elegance. And it's up to us women. We are the ones that really have to get our self-worth really clear and make it clear to everyone around us that we're not the graffiti of fuck me in the butt, or you put your penis in my mouth. Like, we're just some weird psyche stuff, you know. But that's all animalistic, you know, and that doesn't go anywhere. It just kind of leads us into the trash yard of our emptiness. But when we really rise into our more angelic self, it is just this breath of life. It's this joy of just being with someone that is a blessing. It's a miracle in your life, and you truly get it. You know what I mean? You're not sabotaging it. You're not second guessing it. You're not, you know, whatever people do. You are in true awe at the power of collaboration, the power of teamship, the power of support, the power of community, the power of coming into a partnership with someone that rises you into the best version of yourself, supports that, encourages that, wants you to get into that within yourself. And it's not transactional as, I'll give you something and you give me this. It is a nice synergy between giver and taker, evolving even further into this incredible creative duo that is fulfilling their mission through creativity, through expression, through being alive, like lively, enthusiastic, energetic, pioneers. And that joy is fulfilling the next frontier within a relationship where it never ends. It's just that frontier is always available because we're always available to meet ourselves with creative revolution.